And on the seventh day, Lars, our Genjisus, finished his work that he had made, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made. So Lars blessed the seventh day and sacrificed it, because in it he had rested from all his work which Genjisus created and made. This is more than just a Genji guide. Fear not, child, for you have come to the right place. I will cleanse you from this plebeian bronze filth. You will come to see the light, and I will make you holy again. So one day, you will rise the ranked ladder and transform into the Genji god of which you have always been destined to become. Jokes aside, welcome to the Genji Bible. This is the most comprehensive Genji-related guide on the platform. You can binge the whole series at once, or pick which of the video series you would like to see to further your Genji skills, all condensed in a playlist on my channel for your viewing pleasure. And speaking of my channel, I'm kind of new to this YouTube gig, and I've realized that only 2% of my total viewers are actually subscribed to the channel. Yeah, I know you've heard that a million times, but I promise you that you will get higher frequency and higher quality uploads if I can turn YouTube into a full-time thing. And the closer I get to 1K subs, as well as liking and hitting the notification bell to know when I upload next, the closer we can game the algorithm and make it in this world. It's a simple exchange. Genji knowledge for you, and dinner and shelter for me. So, let's make it happen. Anyways, on to the video. Genji is a close-range shotgun character with high mobility, decent capabilities from range in the form of his left click, and high outplay and 1v1 potential and survivability with his deflect. While Genji lacks Tracer's horizontal mobility and blinks, or Echo or Pharah's constant aerial uptime, or Sombra's close-range assassination value in her virus, he more than makes up for it by averaging out the strengths of all three and min-maxing both vertical and horizontal forms of movement, and can wall climb to get to higher ground, as well as dash to and from the enemy team to reposition wherever he likes. If you enabled the theoretical RPG-style slider for Overwatch flankers, Genji would be a 7 or 8 out of 10 in essentially every category. He's an 8 in poking, at least relative to other flanker characters in the game, an 8 in mobility, an 8 in ultimate usage, and an 8 in close range. And in this way, he's very much like a character that best represents Overwatch's flex DPS role as a whole. Meaning this guide will aim not only to improve you as a Genji player, but more so as an Overwatch player as well. Playing Genji is no easy feat. He requires a solid fundamental basis of understanding in how to play Overwatch, tight execution in his combos, adaptation depending on counter swaps you will inevitably encounter, etc. However, with the Overwatch 2 ecosystem, Genji has become a staple in Brawl Dive hybrid compositions, and provided you are skilled enough to make the character work, he is a fantastic and wholesale pick in the current metagame as of April 2025. High vertical mobility, allowing you to easily reposition before, during, and after a fight to get a drop on your opponent. Great close range capability and burst damage potential that makes him a great duelist who can sustain even the hardest of 2v1s. Has a win condition ultimate in Dragon Blade, giving you personal agency in games. Underrated survivability in the form of his deflect, in conjunction with the meditation passive with the advent of perks, giving him passive regen on deflect's cast, as well as healing in his ultimate with the Blade perk. He has one of the highest skill ceilings and is very rewarding to play. The better you are with him, the more successful you will be. Currently meta and synergizes with the meta strategy. Good angle and space control to deny enemy flankers, your backline, or to take a flank yourself and kill the enemy supports yourself. Solid poking for a flanker style hero, meaning you can occasionally play from range and safely collect ult charge or damage from a distance. Snowballs excellently with dash resets, especially with the new blade twisting perk. Weaknesses. He lives and dies by execution. You are only as successful as you are good at Genji. Susceptible to high sustained compositions. He can't burst or reliably get resets from Moira, Kiri, Lucio, and a lot of other characters that really screw up his combo game. Overly dependent on deflect, movement, and player skill to survive a fight. Only one mobility cooldown. Has a committal usage, and things can easily go wrong when playing the hero. A very feast or famine, momentum-based character. If you are losing, you feel it. He has below average damage overall. You have good burst, but weak effective sustained damage. So don't expect to have more damage than a hitscan player in any lobby. Genji's game plan. At its utmost basic, you want to flank around the enemy team and set up a close-range crossfire situation on heroes that either can't fight back or are going to struggle in the 1v1 against you, all while having an escape plan in mind. Think Mercy, Zen, Bap, Alari. Squish your heroes that are going to give a hard time against your mobility in a 1v1 situation. Kill them, get your resets, and go ham. If you can't find a support, finding a DPS that is unaware of you on an angle is your next best bet. Typically, you'll have to outplay them by either bursting them down or whittling them down with shurikens, and deflect before finishing them off with a dash reset before finding your next target. Regardless, you need to force as many 1v1s as you can, using deceptive wall climbs and unexpected flank timings, provided they aren't on heroes that directly counter you, like Zarya, Sim, or Mei. Heroes you can't realistically 1v1 without the help of a nade or discord orb reliably. Now the goal in any game as DPS is to pop off individually and get crucial picks. Whether it's the opening pick, or picks during key fights, like the ult fight. This is obvious. However, Genji's goals in terms of space control are a little more nuanced, and there is a lot of indirect stuff you don't see that leads to the outcome of a game. If you've watched any DPS related content on the platform, you would know the importance of off-angling, and for Genji, it is the bread and butter of his positioning. Especially in lower ranks, where players aren't looking to their sides, or above them, Genji can place himself in little pockets of positioning to punish players who are unaware, or at the very least, elicit a response from the enemy team by going off to fight him, or taking attention away from your front line by making them look at him. This is called distraction value, that while not directly killing anything, provides your team with an opportunity to do what they want, without worrying about opening the enemy team up on their own. Many players play for their health bar, where decisions are dictated by low, high, either them or the enemy team's health are. While this is important, playing for visual aggro is just as, if not more important, and Genji excels in this regard. Whether it's you taking that visual aggro, or you capitalizing on teammates taking it, Genji is at his strongest when the enemy team isn't looking at him, and crucially, is unaware. So how do we do this? Well, let's take New Queen Street for example. This is a push map with both vertical and horizontal flank routes. Typically on this map, rolling out on the start, you're going to play on the left side or right side. If you're on either side of the map, you get it. And they're going to fight for this high ground space since there's a mega underneath. It's next to the bot, and it gives you access to positioning on both high ground and through the subway car, which allows your more stationary characters like Ana, Zen, or immobile hit scans a place to plant their feet and shoot. Whoever controls the space will typically win, or at least have a strong advantage in the first fight. So how can we as Genji maximize our chances of winning the space? Well, there are some exceptions, like a Lucio comp with a Malga or Junker Queen, a more brawly style, where we look for direct follow-up on top of our team. However, most of the time, we're going to look to off-angle from subway car to get those unaware supports so we can kill them, or at least get their cooldowns out to make it easier for our team to walk up, reclaiming the space. Now, the same win conditions will apply to the enemy team, so oftentimes, you will find another DPS, whether it be Tracer, Echo, Sombra, or even another Genji, looking for the same positions that you are. This is where Genji's space control really comes into play, because not only can he take the space here, but he can also deny it from the enemy team so that they can use it themselves. This is called marking, specifically the enemy DPS. Don't let them take the angle, you have to fight through me to get to it. At this point, it's just mechanics. You have to understand as a Genji player that he doesn't have that beefy upfront damage that a hit scan like Ashe or Cassidy does. This is the crux of your value, and a lot of whether you're able to win or game or not hinges on your ability to distract the enemy and create avenues of attack and capitalize off of opportunity. Just because you see someone doesn't mean you should shoot them, if it means revealing your positioning before a fight breaks out, and pre-fight staging is very important on this character. But now that we've won this space, we go for the backline, we get kills, create a chaotic fight rather, and win off of trades. Even if a couple of us die, we're gonna end up getting the bot push, and our fast heroes will come back for the next fight, like myself or Tracer. And because we did more damage, we can snowball in the ult fight, since we'll get our ults 20 to 30% quicker. This is especially important for Genji, which we'll explain later in the Dragon Blade section of the guide. If things go sour, we're gonna save our dash, wall climb, or deflect to stall our cooldowns, or to escape a situation which we don't like. Now remember to use your dash to either A, escape a fight, or B, to help secure a kill. Occasionally you can use it to engage, but you have to weigh the risks of doing so. Do I have a team behind me? Is the opponent low enough HP for dash, or the right clicks afterwards to finish them off? And am I dashing into 5 people like a dumbass trying to be a hero? These are things that you need to think about, always evaluating the pros and cons of the play, and whether it's worth the risk. That's going to be it for this episode of the guide. Stay tuned for the next entry when I go into what makes a good blade, as well as Genji's notable combos to level up your execution and outplay potential. Thank you all for watching, and y'all have yourselves a good night.